What is going on, Cubs fam? I am super excited to show you guys some footage today of Star Wars Squadrons, which I was able to play for about 3 very short hours last week. I loved playing this game, and I left the playtest session very unsatisfied with the amount of time I was given and could not wait to go back in. And a big part of that is that this game has a pretty steep learning curve, but I would say high payoff when you get there. And towards the end of the session, I finally felt like I was kind of getting used to how the controls of this game work. And speaking of the controls of the game, I recorded live while I was playing the game a quick overview of what the basic controls of the game are. So stay tuned for the end of the video. I've got some footage rolling right now that I want you guys to get a full screen look at. I'm not interrupting you with a webcam for this video, so that you guys can take the full scope in. So if you want to know how those controls are going to work, I'm going to go over that in a pretty good amount of detail. I just won't be doing controllers, so you guys know I played the game on PC. We were not able to test the game on VR, which is another big variable that I am super excited for, because I'm definitely wanting to play this game in VR, and I think after you guys get your hands on it, you're probably going to want to too. Now, probably one of the biggest concerns I see people have with this game is they don't just want a rehash of Battlefront 2's Starfighter battles, which I think were pretty underwhelming for most people. I'm here to say very concretely that this is not that. We did in a Q&A session with the devs, they did confirm that the engines and the carryover of what was used for Battlefront 2's system and this one was very different. They built this one unique from that, and I can say after playing through it, it felt like a totally different experience. Granted, I didn't spend a ton of time playing Battlefront 2 ships because I didn't like them very much at all. Now, when you play this, you'll see there are so many more controls and technicalities that you need to get used to, such as the power system, which I will be talking about in more detail in my controls portion of the video. But long story short, you need to get used to diverting power to what you need. Do you need to go faster? Divert your power to engines. Do you need more firepower? Divert your power over to your missiles. Do you need more shields? Divert your power to your shield, unless you're a TIE fighter, because they're not rocking the shields. But there's also some other options for that, which I didn't quite get into in this video, but they kind of covered those, and that's going to be a little bit more advanced. Now, the best caution I would give you for anyone looking to join this game and have a fun experience is you're gonna feel overwhelmed at first. Now, this might be different for you, because what happened for us is we were kind of thrown into some end game modes, into some PvP matches. There were 2 game modes we've got to play, which are dogfights and fleet battles, and then we also played through the prologue a little bit. But right when I first started playing, I thought, oh my gosh, it felt very overwhelming. The ship was moving kind of in a way that I wasn't expecting it to. But after I had some time with it, I started to get more of a feel for the controls, and it started to feel more comfortable and fluid to me. But it took longer than, say, a game like Jedi Fallen Order, where you're just walking around with a Jedi, you're learning which attack moves to use and when. And that learning curve, while unique in its own right, just moving wasn't something that you had to get used to. In this game, you kind of do need to get used to how the ships are going to move. How do you do a flip, a quick turnaround? How are you going to evade attackers that are coming on you? How are you going to get out of sticky situations? How are you going to pursue somebody aggressively? Those kind of things take a little bit of getting used to. I have to say the game modes that come with this game, which I believe the focus of this game is going to be PvP oriented. Dogfights and especially fleet battles Dogfights, now it might have been we played dogfights and then fleet battles. I didn't quite enjoy dogfights as much. It was just kind of a straight, you know, 5v5, kill the other team's people as much as you can kind of deal. I didn't enjoy that quite as much. Maybe it's because I sucked at that point, and so I just kept dying over and over and over again. But fleet battles, I really, really enjoyed. I compare it a little bit more in my controls video to somewhat like a capital supremacy for Battlefront 2, where you've got these objectives. I don't know if that's quite the right way to say that. It's just my Star Wars reference. I don't really play a lot of Starfighter games, so people who play Starfighter games or ship kind of games might be able to make a better comparison than that, but that's what I've got. But what you're doing is you're going after capital ships. You're going after, you know, it's like you're doing PvP, but there's these side objectives that come along with it. You got this tug and pull of sometimes you're on offense, sometimes you're on defense. And I just personally found that game mode extremely exciting. And that's probably the game mode, like the story, which, by the way, I can't give story details for the first little bit of the story that I was able to play through, but I think you guys are going to be pretty interested in it. That's going to be a really fun part of this game. If you want to buy the game, $40 just to play through the story, I think you'll get your money's worth based on what I'm seeing. And we did ask questions about how long the story would be. The devs were not able to give us super specifics on that, but something they did say in the Q&A session we did was that there is a lot of side quests and things that you can do that will increase that time. So if you really want to spend a lot of time in the game, that is possible for you to do. So I think if you're just a story person, you're not interested in PvP, this game's going to have something for you. I think it's going to be worth your money. But the PvP seems to be where I'm going to spend most of my time here. Play through the story, enjoy it, but then park myself in fleet battles for weeks and weeks at a time, spending time with friends. That's where I think we're probably going to spend the most of the time. So I'm going to let the footage roll over to the control section, and I hope all of you guys have a great day. Enjoy the footage. All right, what is going on, Cubs fam? We are doing a little bit of a playtest here on Star Wars Squadrons. Right now you are seeing fleet battles, which I'm gonna call, if you played Battlefront 2, this is probably gonna be similar to like Capital Supremacy. It's very different game mode, but kind of like one of those games that you'll get in and probably spend a lot of time doing PvP in, where you are fighting against another team. There is some AI involved, and you kind of have this tug and war back and forth motion that you're doing, where part of the battle you're defending your own capital ships and cruisers, etc., and the other half of the battle you are going after the enemy capital ships. And so right now I am on the offensive, and we're trying to go after this ship right here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the controls as we're going through this. I want to kind of give you guys an idea of how these, oh no, I'm still getting used to this. There's a bit of a learning curve here, how some of these controls work. So if you're on PC, I'm gonna turn this volume up a bit so you guys can hear it. If you are on PC, let me do this. Oh man, talking and fighting at the same time, not so easy. Didn't this guy know I was recording a video? Anyway, so on when you're on PC, it's just kind of your traditional W is gonna take you forward, S is gonna slow you down, and then your A and your D keys are going to spin you. All right, and then, oh gosh, that's kind of a glitch, I think. Anyway, and you've got this little cursor in the middle here, you'll see, and that's only gonna go so far. I'm in a TIE fighter right now. It basically goes as far as this inner circle goes. So that's important to know. The E key is going to highlight a target for you. So see there, I had a little indicator pull up. Now I'm gonna hit that, and my left click is going to allow me to hit it. Shoot my regular missiles. And then if I get close enough, I'll highlight green. I could shoot some missiles at him. So here we go. Oh, he just zoomed right by me. Now, something else to note is you've got the ability to toggle where your power is being allocated on your ship. And those options are to engines, to missiles, your firepower or to your shields. I'm in a TIE fighter, so TIE fighters tend to not have shields. So right now, I'm trying to hit this guy. I'm gonna hit the 2 key. That's gonna allocate a little bit more of that attention to my firepower, so I have more firepower there. So let's try to go hit him and not blow up ourselves. Oh my gosh. And I'm not sure where he went. Now, if you want to do a little bit of maneuvering, you can hit the 1 key, have your power go to your engines. You can see that indicator change right to the, if you're watching on screen right now, right to the right of me, you see that little blue indicator that just went up. Now it's red. Now it's blue. And when you've got the blue indicator up there, when you've deflected your power to your engines, you can hit a space bar to do a little bit of a boost. And then if you hit it again, you could do a little bit of a skid, which is really fun to do in space as well. I think that's something that a lot of people are going to enjoy quite a lot. It's something I played around a lot with. It's not easy to get the hang of, but it's definitely something that once you do, it'll help you get out of sticky situations. You're going to use a couple buttons on your mouse as well. You've got the extra buttons on the left side of the mouse. Oh gosh, I am thinking about this video more than I am thinking about the gameplay. But on the mouse, the top button is going to do this right here. Help kind of repair your ship a bit. Flying into these little green indicators here can also help you do that, restore the health. You can see my health is at 58 right now. To the right of my cockpit, that's where that's located. You also have the ability to, the back button on the mouse, I'm not sure what this translates to on console, is going to be kind of a defense mechanism if you've got a missile coming in for you. And so I'm sure you guys will see that hit. We'll do it here in a little bit. And so that's kind of the basic controls breakdown. There's a lot of options available to you here. I'm not sure if I just hit on all of it, but by and large, I would say it's not super easy. It's not super easy, but once you get the hang of it, it starts to get better. Okay, let's get out of here. We're gonna boost. I'm gonna space skid if it'll let me. There we go, space skid. Now we're gonna shoot a little bit more. I think we might die. Coming on an attack. There we go. Let's get out of here. Oh man, and my microphone got in my way. I couldn't pull up as much as I wanted to. Anyway, so that's kind of the basic gig with that. You're gonna want to look at all of the other controls, because that's just, you know, there's a lot of other things you can do. But when a lot of people think, you know, is this gonna be just like Battlefront 2 with the ships mode there? And I'm here to say this is way more way more intensive than that. There's so much more that you can do. And I think that's such a win. We actually did a Q&A with the devs and talked about that, and it just sounds like the two, while they have Star Wars and ships in common, they are not one and the same by any stretch. All right, let's see if we can hit this guy right here. Now we can hit him with that. We're following him, and we got him. I don't know if it's the kill indicator's working, because that didn't show. It didn't look like it gave me credit. Oh, we gotta hit this. Okay. All right. So we're gonna deflect power to our.
They're targeting me.
Come on, skid around. It's not letting me do it. Okay, so here we got a missile coming. We're gonna hit the back button, and then we countered that missile that way. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, we got another one incoming. Let's balance our power. You can hit the 4 key to balance power. Something else to note, I can't show you guys the shields on this, but the 3 key is going. Oh, we countered it again. Oh man, counter didn't work. Your 3 key on mouse and keyboard is going to be deflecting power to your shields. And so, man, this guy was really hot on my trail. He was bent on getting me. You can spin the mouse forwards or backwards to have those shields deflect towards or push towards the front of your ship or towards the back of your ship, depending on what your situation is there. So that's all the time I got to talk about controls right now. Got a lot more gameplay that I'm showing you either in this video or other videos, but I just wanted to do kind of a quick tutorial, I guess, or breakdown of what the controls are. A lot more complex than Battlefront 2, and it takes a lot of practice to get the hang of. I'm still kind of getting there right now, but I've had moments where I feel like I've got it, and it's really satisfying.